So I've actually changed out the motors so that they have much less torque, although a much higher top speed. So as you can see here, it's actually going a lot faster now than it was before. So basically at the moment, the whole thing is just being controlled by an Arduino, as you can see here. It's just an RF transceiver, a joystick, and the Arduino. And this is a temporary solution at the moment because I am actually working on a controller, but this works alright for now, but it is pretty janky. When I do eventually get around to making my own controller, it should be a lot nicer to drive, and I might even be able to do some cool tricks with it. And so here is the whole thing. So it's just running off of two tiny little 12-volt motors down here. And as you can see in here, it's just running off these 3.7-volt batteries. And so these just power literally everything. It goes into this motor driver here, which powers the motors, and it also has a 5-volt output which can go straight into the Arduino. And so then we just have the Arduino, of course, which is just an R4 minima. And underneath this mount here is the RF transceiver, and here's the antenna for it. And according to the website, it should work up to 1 kilometer, but I'm not sure if that's entirely true. So now if we flip it around, we can have a look at the steering system. So it's just a gear and rack steering system. So pinion, rack, the racks move these left and right, which turns this, which is actually connected through to this, and inside this is a bearing, which allows these to turn freely. As you can see, if I zoom in here, you can actually see the end of the nut turning through in there. And you can actually very easily take these out. Now, I do still have some more plans for this car. So the next plan is to add a shell to encase the whole thing. Since the last video, I've actually had to redesign the entire thing. And the reason I've had to redesign it is because it had too much of a square shape, which means it wasn't actually resembling a car properly. The new design is actually a proper rectangle, which means that I've been able to put these little slot things in around here. And once I do finally get around to printing the shell out, which has become a bit of a problem for me, but once I finally do get to do that, it should all slot in here, and it should just bolt the entire thing down. And I'm also planning on adding little LEDs for headlights and indicators and whatnot. They'll just be addressable RGB LEDs, which can just plug into the Arduino here. Anyway, so it's all coming along quite nicely so far, although it is slow progress. But one thing's for sure, just to get to this stage that it is at the moment, although I'm very happy with it, it's definitely taken quite a few iterations to get there, as you can see here from all the previous builds of it.